Hi guys, it's Chris at Cork and Crown. Not in my cider shed, but in a garden in Devon, in the sunshine. It's beautiful. And not with any cider to try. We're going to have some wine. I'm going to have some cheese. Because I was at Sharpham today. So we went to Sharpham, which is a vineyard. This is their Pinot Noir, which I bought today. I'm a big fan of Pinot Noir, so I bought some of that. It's also dairy. I've been there a few times. You know the guy who makes the cheese there, Mark. I got two cheeses. This is called Washbone, which is sheep's milk. And this one, which is called something I can't remember because it's an experiment. I've never seen it before and didn't see anything in the packet either. But I think, so you can see it's got a little bit of yellow going on there, a bit of yellow action. So this is cow's milk, but I think it's blended, I think with sheep's milk. Don't think it's goat's milk, I think it's a sheep cow blend. So I'm going to try that with the cheese. So let's open it up, shall we? Sharpham have been proudly producing excellent wines for over 30 years and consistently win national and international awards. 11.5%, so quite low ABV. I mean, it was still relatively cool, this part of the world, but it's getting warmer. So you wouldn't expect to get really high ABVs. But Pinot Noir, one of my favourite. Riesling and Pinot Noir, probably my two favourite grapes, to be honest with you. Pinot Noir, though, particularly fickle grape, difficult to grow, thin-skinned, like some people I know. But yeah, when it's good, it is the bomb, in my opinion. Yay, pop. So let's try it. So red wine, probably going to be quite light in colour. Oh, it's got a bit of colour actually. That's got quite a nice colour. It's violet almost. Look at that. See how people think I only drink cider? Well, they're wrong. I drink all sorts of stuff. So there you go, look at that. Quite beautiful colour actually, that. That's amazing. It looks like beetroot. Purple. Really fab. Much darker than I expected it to be. Let's have a sniff. Loads of fruit on the nose. Loads of fruit on the nose actually. Loads of fruit. Red fruit. Dark fruit. Yeah, that was black currant. Black currant. Loads of black currant actually. It's like Ribena-esque, the black currant element on this. It also smells like a bit of acidity and a little bit of tannin, so a little bit of leatheriness to it as well, which is what we'd expect. Let's have a taste. Okay, there's bags of fruit in this. Bags of fruit. Loads more than I thought. Something on this side. Pinot Noir, cold maceration on skins and inclusion of some stems before fermentation gives a well-structured and delicate Pinot Noir. Aged in French oak, so not too oaky, before release to develop and soften this red Pinot Noir is a true reflection of our South Devon vineyard. That is a fruit bomb of a Pinot Noir. Not what I expected at all. I expected something much more austere than this. Colour-wise, nose-wise, big and it's juicy. It's what that is. If you give me that blind, I'm not sure I'd have picked it out as a Pinot Noir. Not sure what I would have picked it out as, to be honest. Rhône, something like that maybe, southern France. Let's try it with some cheese. So, this is the Washbone. So it says unpasteurised on the packet, but actually it's thermised, which is a more gentle form of pasteurisation. So pasteurisation typically is 73 degrees, 72 degrees, for 15 seconds. It's quite an aggressive process. Thermisation is 63 degrees for 15 seconds. So, low temperature for the same amount of time. It's a time temperature thing. You can pasteurise at 63 degrees, but you've got to do it for half an hour for it to count as pasteurisation. If you do 63 degrees 15 seconds, that's called thermisation. Doesn't knock out as much stuff from the milk. Doesn't affect the milk quite so much. People think it's more gentle. You know, it doesn't affect enzymes as much, minerals and so forth. So, quite pale in colour, because it's sheep's milk, so we expect it to be quite pale in colour. Quite pliable. Nice thin rind. I like rinds. Culture palate, because it's sheep's milk, so super fatty. It's got mineral quality. We've got like a mineral earthy quality, but it's got that richness of sheep cheese. You've got double the solids of sheep and goat, more fats. Really feel like it's coating my palate massively actually. And there's like a nutty element to it as well. and the rinds bring a little bit of bitterness, but in a way that I quite like, almost like hops bring bitterness to beer, or tannins can bring that sort of leatheriness to cider. Yeah, I like that. I love rinds. They're great. That's fine. It's not blowing me away. I think this needs something with bubbles because of the fats. And I also think it probably needs something white wine or something like that. With bubbles would be great. Maybe something with a bit more sweetness as well. I mean, this has got loads of fruit, but it's dry. I mean, I'm not having a bad time, guys, but, you know, let's try the other one. So, it's more yellow in colour because of the cow's milk in there. Similar sort of rind. They actually make these in like colanders. It's like the mould they use to get that shape from the colander that they use to mould the cheeses. So this feels really soft. It's much softer actually. This is a washed curd cheese. So washed curd basically means you add water to the curds when they're sitting in the vat, and then which dilutes the whey, which dilutes the lactic acid bacteria, which slows down acidity, which means you keep more calcium in the cheese, which makes it softer. Okay, so this is going to be sort of softer and more pliable on top of. Really soft and creamy. Much more buttery. You don't feel that cow's milk in there. Not as nutty. It's got a bit more salt. A bit more acidity as well. Makes me think of custard. Like a very firm custard. That's what the texture's like on the tongue. It's actually quite nice. A bit bold of salt, but it's not salty by any stretch of the imagination. Again, tricky. They're both delicious, but I don't know if they go together. Red wine and cheese is a very hard thing to pair. People assume that if you're going to have cheese and you're going to have wine, you're going to have red wine with it. No, actually no. The best thing to pair with cheese wine-wise is dessert wine. Sweet wine, things with sugar, and things with acidity. Because there's acidity in cheese, the acidity matches. Sugar and salt are opposites, they work together brilliantly. And actually, wines, this one included, although they're quite delicate, have tannins. And tannins and salt and acidity are not comfortable bedfellows, so they don't always go together. So although this is actually a really nice Pinot Noir, really rich, juicy, fruity, red fruit, I mean, not what I expected at all. And these are delicious cheeses actually. They are really good. They're simple, they're easy, they're utilitarian, but they're nice to eat for sure. I'd probably go for the Washbourne. I think I'd go for the Washbourne over this one. I feel this one, the texture is almost a little bit too, what's the word? Don't know. It's almost, it just adds a little bit of body that the sheep's milk has. And a little bit of that bitterness that the sheep's milk have, I thought brought something to the party. But yeah, these things I think need white wine, or even, possibly cider even, who knows. But yeah, red wine and cheese, hard to pair. However, this is a very nice way to spend an evening in a garden in Devon. How bad can life be? Okay guys, there you go. It's not all about cider. Most of the time it's about cider, but not all the time. So now I'm going to carry on eating and drinking this in the sunshine and leave you to it. So as always, I'd like to thank you for joining me, this time in a garden, and I hope you join me again. But until then, cheers.